Hey everyone, and welcome back to Forever Single. My name's JC, and I'm the facilitator of this engaging, riveting, and enticing video podcast where we go over the awkwardness, trauma, and comedy of the Age of Aquarius' love life. Speaking of Age of Aquarius, hey, how are you?
What up?
Hey.
I'm really excited about this.
Oh,
This story has been waiting.
what are you actually going to call this episode, this person?
I'm going to call this person Reassurance Rachel, and we're going to call this episode Are You Mad at Me?
All right, let's go ahead and get it started. So, what were you talking on? Like, what was the original kind of conversation?
So I met Rachel on a classic Tinder.
Ooh.
I didn't really go on Tinder much. Like, it was definitely when I was at the bottom of the barrel desperate because I'm like, it's a hookup app. So I'm like, what do I expect? But I actually matched with her on that.
Wow. Well, let's go ahead and go over the aesthetics here. What was she looking like?
Well, not to stereotype, but she looked like a nerd. Like, she had like really big glasses, and she was kind of like, I don't know, she was kind of like a good girl vibe. She wasn't the full glam over here. So I was like, all right, a little different than my usual type, but
like a Velma from Scooby-Doo.
Literally. I decided to take her to one of my favorite cocktail and coffee bars in downtown. And so I felt like I was in my element that way because I've been there a million times. I could control the situation a little bit more. So that's where we went.
So what happened next?
We started talking, started drinking. That had to occur at the date. And I was just like, when you see someone and you feel like you're like a little bit hotter and you start acting a fool a little bit.
Yes.
I'm not proud. I'm not proud of it. And so she was just like, oh my God, I'm nervous. I'm nervous. I'm just so nervous. She'd tell me a whole story and then stop and be like, I'm nervous. And at one point, she was just like, am I acting normal?
You wrap it up. Hey, see you later. Da da da.
Yeah.
Right? Do you continue conversation with Reassurance Rachel after this?
I just remember walking to my car and just being like, I'm not sure about this.
Mm-hmm.
Just like how nervous she was. Like, her style wasn't exactly like what I would go for, like I said. And I was just like, I don't know. But then I also felt a little bad.
Yeah.
A first date is always like a little trial. You should never just like cut it off after that because everyone deserves that second chance because nerves kick in. And you always learn a little bit more about the person the second time.
That's true.
So I decided to give her the benefit of the doubt and just, keep talking and everything like that. So we ended up talking a lot. And, technically she was my first girlfriend.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Exclusive. Forever Single. First girlfriend goes to Reassurance Rachel. Okay, so now you're official with her, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everything's going well, and you start hanging out more, right?
Mm-hmm.
So kind of tell me a little bit more about that.
Gosh, like we were two peas in a pod, like it was like that era of dating where like you just don't know when to like cut it off. Like you're just like, I have to see this person every single day and like nothing about them. You're like, what are we even doing? So somehow I ended up at her house. And then she reveals that she has a roommate who's like 50 years old. And she's like 24, 25. And I'm like, okay, this is why you don't meet people on the internet.
Yes.
So we would hang out at her house all the time and just like drink.
So how does it start to sour then?
We decided that of course we need to spend Christmas together. So we ended up going to the grocery store and we got a whole bunch of stuff, including a bottle of whiskey.
Okay.
And we spend the whole day drinking this bottle of whiskey. Another part of this though is that we never hooked up. Nothing physical whatsoever.
So it's just been like, kind of platonic then.
Yes, because like in the back of my head, I like low key am not that into her, but I'm just like, I'm just got a girlfriend.
Yeah.
So we ended up going into my room and we put on like that old classic Rudolph animated stop animation film.
Oh yeah.
You know the one.
Yep.
And so I want to watch this movie.
Yeah.
Okay, I have the lights dimmed. I have the Christmas lights on. I am ready. I'm like in the bed. I'm like, yes. She decides it is time to whip out the titties. So we're doing our little kissing, a little cuddling, and like it's like mid, like the kids say. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Like it's not getting that hot and heavy, but it's just like a steady cruise of like a little hanky panky.
Okay.
And I guess maybe I was just giving off that vibe a little too much. And she just stops in the middle of it. She's on top of me. And she just stops and just stares at me. And I'm like, what? No fucking joke. She was like, do you like me? I spent the rest of that night, I'm not kidding you, reassuring her that I liked her. Like that went like completely downhill. Like she was not focusing on the movie. She was not drinking anymore. She was not partying. There was no more Merry Christmas. Okay. She needed me to tell her that I liked her. That was her only prerogative for the rest of the night.
Gotcha.
Like nothing I said actually convinced her either. She was just like, oh, I just.
Oh, okay. So you survived the night, right? So how did you go forward when knowing this information?
Well, the holidays were back to back. So I was like, you know what? Round 2, fight. I was just going to let that be a bygone and just start to plan New Year's with this woman.
Okay.
So we decided that we're going to dress up. We actually got a hotel.
Okay.
And we were going to spend the evening together and bring in the new year. And so we need to go shopping for some sexy ass outfits. We go to the mall to pick out our outfits and we find something cute. And like we're in the middle of it. She's like, you know what? I didn't really want to tell you this, but like I'm not feeling so good. And I was just like, oh shit. She's like, yeah, I think I have a cold. So I'm like, so you got us all the way in the store and we're purchasing outfits for the day that is coming up in like 3 days. And you're not going to drop it on me that you're coming down with an ailment and might not be able to participate. I'm like, listen, if you need to cancel, like, just let me know, but please tell me now because, like, I'm still going to do something. We already have the hotel booked. Mm-hmm. Like, just let me know how you're doing. She's like, cool.
So you pulled up to the house.
Yes. So before we had left for the mall that day, though, she had left some of her stuff upstairs. And when she had come upstairs, my roommate wasn't home.
Okay.
But by the time that we returned from the mall, my roommate was back. And now me knowing that she's deathly ill, I was like, hey, just stay in the car. I'll run up and get your stuff and come back out.
Okay.
So I go do that. And I come back to the car to find her like this.
No.
I'm just like, here's your stuff. Like, I hope you feel better. She's like, are you mad at me? And I was like, why do you think I'm mad at you? She's like, I never met your roommate. And like, you just like went upstairs without me. I was like, because you have the fucking plague. I was just like, okay, girl, I'm tired. Like, I cannot do this. She drove off. She was pouting the whole time, drove off and then texted me later and was like, are you sure we're good? I'm like, yes.
She has her little pissy baby tantrum,
mm-hmm.
right? Then, are we good?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah. And
you're like, yes, we're fine. What happens after this? Because you sound like slightly annoyed by it.
I'm so annoyed. But like, like when I have all the logistics in place and I've worked so hard to make an event come together, I'm just like rolling with the punches at this point.
Yeah.
Like I don't have time for extraneous characters. I'm like, do you act up all you want? I'm going to the kickback, So we check into the hotel. We promptly begin drinking. You know what happens. The whole night is just a diabolical, like, drunken situation.
So it turns out that on New Year's Eve, she has a miraculous recovery.
I doubt it. I highly fucking doubt it. I think that she was sick the whole time and she just, like, kept it together so I wouldn't be pissed off at her.
Oh,
because that's all she cares about.
That is true.
So the next couple days, we get back into our routine, and then it is my sister's birthday, and so I am getting ready to present her with gifts and have like a great night with her. And all of a sudden, Reassurance Rachel texts me that she wants to talk to me.
Oh no!
I'm just like, not right now. Like. I had worked all day. I knew I had to go to this birthday event. Like, I was just like, oh my God, like, please. Like, you know what? Just tell me what you want me to, like, know at this point. I'm just like, hurry up. And she's just like, no, I need to come over. It's better in person. And I was like, what are you? The Buddha? Like, this doesn't have to be an existential deep moment. Like, just fucking tell me you don't like me and, fucking block me. I don't know.
So I'm guessing that she comes over.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And like by this point, I'm not even looking at her. Like I'm just so short because I'm literally like, there's part of me that's annoyed, but there's a part of me that's in a thing called a rush. So I'm trying to like put these presents together. And she's like in the back, like in my room. I'm just like, girl, what?
Yeah.
And then she's like, I don't think this is going to work out. I was like, yeah. Like, you've been trying to like get me to tell you whether I liked you for the past like month. You've had zero fun. You're always in a bind with your, self-esteem and self-worth in this situation. Like I am not surprised.
Yeah.
I look over and this girl is crying.
No. Red alert.
I'm just like, all right, let me pull together my best acting performance. I'm just like, why are you crying? She's just like, I just feel that you're just not emotional enough right now. I'm breaking up with you and you're just not emotional enough. We have not hooked up. You have not met anyone that I know. You have not met my family. I have not met your roommate. You have not met my roommate. We are in the talking stage, technically. And you want me to do what? Like, jump on the ground? Like, what do you want? I was like trying to explain the story. She's like, it was crazy. And so she just stormed out of my room. Like, it was like a movie, like a telenovela.
So she got out of there. Do you ever talk to her again?
Oh my gosh. No, I did not. It was pretty embarrassing because, of course, we had pictures together on the gram and, Facebook at the time. So I just like did the little slow fade off of there. And like, I don't think I blocked her, but I stopped talking to her after that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get you. So we had this whole kind of debacle, interesting situation with your first girlfriend, Reassurance,
Yes.
Rachel, right? What did you kind of learn from this whole experience?
That she's probably still off somewhere in the woods saying, "Are you mad at me?" to this day. Rumor has it.
Well, that was another episode of Forever Single. My name's JC.
I'm Age of the Aquarius, baby. And we'll be back next time with another episode of my crazy online dating life. Bye.